Hi, good morning to everyone. This is Dr. A. Venkateshwara Naidu, Associate Professor, the Department of English. Today, I would like to explain you direct and indirect speech. You know, it is one of the most important and demanding topics of English grammar. In day-to-day conversation, we frequently use this to make our conversation more effective and more interesting. Let us come to the point. Direct, indirect speech. This is also known as reported speech. I think you are all aware of this from 6th class onwards. What I want to tell you is from 6th class onwards, you are being taught direct versus indirect speech. Even you are taught, many of you do have many confusions regarding direct and indirect speech. What is direct and what is indirect? What is direct and what is indirect? The words of the speaker may be reported in two ways. One is direct speech, second one is indirect speech. The exact words spoken by or used by the speaker may be enclosed within inverted commas. This is known as direct speech. Look at the example. I want to explain you with one example. Venu said, I am going to Tirupati tomorrow. Venu said, I am going to Tirupati tomorrow. This is a direct speech. So what I have told you just now is the actual words of the speaker may be kept within inverted commas. This method is known as direct speech. This method is known as direct speech. So Venu said, comma, quotations started, he is going to Tirupati just now. He is going to Tirupati just now. This is known as direct speech. When we come to indirect speech, what is indirect speech? The words of the speaker may not be quoted within inverted commas. This method is known as indirect speech or reported speech. So, I want to clarify you, I want to make it very clear. Words of the speaker are transformed without the quotation marks or inverted commas. So, just I have explained you one example in direct speech. Same example I have taken to convert into indirect speech. Let us see the indirect speech of the example already we have discussed. When we come to look at the example, Venu said that he was going to Tirupati next day. Venu said that he was going to Tirupati next day. So I think everyone has understand what is direct and what is indirect. What is indirect? The actual words of the speaker may be quoted, may be kept within inverted commas. This is known as direct speech. The actual words of the speaker may not be quoted within inverted commas. This method is known as indirect speech. So we have come to know with one example. So in English, we all know that how many kinds of sentences do we have in English? Yes, you are right. We have four different kinds of sentences, namely in English. Namely, assertive sentences, interrogative sentences, imperative sentences, exclamatory sentences. All kinds of sentences do we have here can be reported to direct and indirect. Indirect and indirect. Can be reported the DS and IDS. So when we come to the first model, the first category is assertive sentences. It's a basic sentence pattern, a kind of sentences known as assertive sentences. Everybody knows how assertive sentences are formed. Assertive sentences are formed by using subject, verb, and object. So what I want to tell you is, in every assertive sentence, we have a subject, verb, and sometimes we may have an object. This is the word order for assertive sentences. Let me explain you one thing, example. Look at the example. She said, comma, I have bought a blue saree. Okay, already I told you that the actual words of the speaker may be quoted within inverted commas. This method is known as direct speech. The actual words I have bought a blue saree, okay, are kept in inverted commas. So this is known as direct speech. So when we convert this into indirect, the indirect speech is, she said that she had bought a blue saree. Please, my dear students, remember this. She said that she had bought a blue saree. I hope every student, every one of you should identify, should recognize the changes I have made while converting direct into indirect speech. My dear students, have you understood? Good. Changes made from direct speech to indirect speech. The reporting verb said becomes said. You know that the verb before comma is always known as reporting verb. Said is reporting verb. Understand? The verb before comma is always known as reporting verb. When we have the reporting verb said, said becomes said. It is the first change we have to identify while converting from direct to indirect speech. The second change, the comma after reporting verb and quotations, inverted commas are removed. Please mind, comma and quotations are removed. It is the second change we have noticed. Next, conjunction that is used after comma. While reporting a verb from direct to indirect speech, the comma after reporting verb is replaced by the conjunction that. THAT, that is a conjunction that is kept in place of comma. Good, good. Okay. When we have the subject I in quotations, the direct speech in quotations, the subject is I. I change it to she. I change it to she. I will explain you later how I change it to she. Present perfect tense, when we come to tense. Present perfect is changed to past perfect tense. We have used present perfect tense, the direct speech. Okay, in the indirect speech, it has become past perfect tense. So present perfect becomes past perfect. My dear students, understand? Good, good, good. So changes observed while reporting the verb in assertive sentences. The reporting verb is said becomes said to becomes told, say becomes said to becomes tell, says to becomes tells. Comma after reporting verb and inverted commas are removed. Just I have explained you that the conjunction that is used in place of comma. Good. The first person subject, when we have the first person subjects in quotations, all the first person subjects will be changed according to the subject of a reporting verb. Okay, what are the first persons? I is a first person, we is a first person subject. When we have I or we in quotations, the direct speech, okay, will be changed to according to the subject of a reporting verb. According to the subject of a reporting verb. In the above sentence, the subject is I. I is changed to I belongs to first person, so that it will be changed to according to the subject of the reporting verb. What is the subject of a reporting verb? She is a subject of a reporting verb. Good. So when we have the second person subjects in the direct speech, they will be changed according to the object of a reporting verb. What is the second person? You is a second person. You is a second person. When we have you in quotations, the direct speech, you will be changed according to the object of a reporting verb. What is reporting verb? The verb before comma is always known as reporting verb. So when we have third person pronouns, I mean third person means he, she, it, they. Okay, now when we have these kinds of pronouns, they will remain unchanged in the indirect speech. Please, okay, now these are the rules, ma. Okay, now these are the things we should follow. Okay, now we should know while reporting the verb from direct to indirect speech. I hope everyone has understood. Everyone has understood. Let us move to further. Changes in tenses. Changes in tenses. So when we have present simple tense in direct speech, in the quotations, present simple tense becomes past simple tense. Let you know the tenses. We have three main tenses. Each and every main tense has four subtenses. We have no time, no much time to explain you. Present simple tense becomes past simple tense. Present continuous tense becomes past continuous tense. Present perfect tense becomes past perfect tense. Present perfect continuous tense becomes past perfect continuous tense. When we have simple past tense in quotations, I mean in the indirect direct speech, simple past tense becomes or remains simple past or past perfect tense. Okay, now these are the changes we have identified in tenses. Let me explain you again. Present simple tense becomes past simple tense. Present continuous tense becomes past continuous tense. Present perfect tense becomes past perfect tense. Present perfect continuous tense becomes past perfect continuous tense. Simple past tense becomes past simple tense or past perfect tense. I hope you understand. So when we have will indirect, the indirect will becomes would, shall becomes should, can becomes could, may becomes might, must becomes had to. So these are the changes okay we have identified while converting, while reporting from direct to indirect speech in tenses and pronouns. So when we come to another rule, words expressing nearness in time and place change it to those indicating distance. Suppose when we have this indirect, this becomes that in the indirect. One second. Now becomes then, these becomes those, here becomes there, hence becomes thence, today becomes that way, tomorrow becomes the next day, yesterday becomes the previous day, last night becomes the previous night, ago becomes before, thus becomes so, tonight becomes that night. Okay, right, good. These are the changes we have to follow strictly while converting from direct to indirect speech. All the changes, all the above changes are made when the reporting verb is in the past tense only. When the reporting verb is in the past tense means say is present tense, said is past tense. When the reporting verb is said, all above changes are made. Okay, if the direct statement in the quotations, the direct speech, the direct statement refers to a universal truth, the tense will not change even the reporting verb is the past tense. This is very important. It's very important. My dear students, what I have said you that when the reporting verb is in the past tense, all the changes what we have discussed so far, we have to follow. So when the reporting verb is in, when the direct statement refers to a universal truth, you know that what is universal truth? Okay, the sun rises in the east, the earth is round, cows give us milk, clouds give us rain, oil floats on water. These are known as universal truth. Okay, now the tense will not change even if the reporting verb is in past. So I will explain you this with example. Please all of you look at the example. Copernicus said, comma, the earth is round. This is direct or indirect? Yes, you are right. This is direct. Because the actual words of someone is kept in the quotations. It is universal truth. See, the earth is round is universal truth. Copernicus said the earth is round. Indirect speech is Copernicus said that the earth is round. There will be no change in tense of the indirect speech. The same tense we use in indirect also. I hope you understand. When we come to the second model, the second category is known as interrogative sentences. The word order for interrogative sentences is question word, auxiliary, subject, main verb. You know that interrogative sentences are of two, starting with question word, starting with auxiliaries. How many kinds of interrogative sentences do we have? We have two kinds of interrogative sentences. One is beginning with question word, another one is beginning with auxiliary verb. So while reporting interrogative sentences from direct to indirect, the following changes we have to follow. The first change is, you know that what is reporting? The verb before comma is always known as reporting verb. RV is nothing but it's a reporting verb. Reporting verb is replaced by ask, inquire, question. Reporting verb is replaced by any one of the verbs like ask, inquire, question. The second change. Question word is used to introduce ideas in direct speech. We use the same question word. If any question in the direct begins with a question word, the same question word we use to introduce indirect speech. No question word. If there is no question word, just I have told you that interrogative sentences are up to one is starting with question word, another one is with auxiliary. Any question in direct starts with auxiliary. I think there is no question word. We use if or whether to introduce the question, the indirect question. In place of comma, we use if or whether, or the conjunctions should be used after the reporting verb. I hope you understand, Nana. Interrogative sentences are of two, starting with question word, starting with auxiliary. Okay, now the reporting verb is replaced by any one of the verbs like ask, inquire, question. Okay, now question word is used to introduce indirect speech when it has the question word. If there is no question word, we use if or whether to introduce indirect question after the reporting verb. So word order should be like subject and verb. See at the heading, the word order for interrogative sentences are question word, auxiliary, subject and main verb. And each and every kind of sentence has its own particular word order. So it is the word order for interrogative sentences. In indirect speech, the word order will be like, should be like subject, verb, etc. All the changes in case of assertive sentences should be observed here. Tense, pronoun. Okay, we have to observe here. The conjunction that does not come here. Good. So let me explain you with one example. Look at the example. I asked her, what are they? Indirect is, I asked her, asked is a reporting verb. I asked her what they are. What they are. As I told you that when we have the third person pronouns in the quotations, okay, they will not change. They will remain unchanged. So question word. Okay, now what is question word? I used the same what question word for introducing the indirect question. I asked her what they were. He said to me, where do you live? He asked me, the reporting verb is said to. He asked me, where do I live? So he asked me where I lived. It is in the present simple tense. Present simple tense becomes past simple tense. The word order for interrogative sentences should be like subject, question word, subject, verb. He asked me where I lived. Good, good, good. She asked teacher, may I come in, sir? See, ma, the question starts with auxiliary verb, modal auxiliary. So there is no question word. It's another model, second model. She asked her teacher if if she might come in, sir. She might come in, sir. She asked her teacher if she might come in, sir. So when we come to imperative sentences, ma, we know that imperative sentences express, order, command, request, instruct, appeal. Okay, sentences those which expresses all these sorts of emotions known as imperative sentences. So while reporting a verb from direct to indirect in imperative sentences, we have to observe a few changes. Okay, we have to follow. The reporting verb is replaced by any one of the verbs like request, added, advise, instruct, appeal, urge, or direct. The second change, the preposition to is placed before the main verb. The preposition to is placed before the main verb. In negative sentences, when we have negative imperative sentences, in negative imperative sentences, not to is used before the main verb in the indirect. It's a positive. If the sentence is a positive, we use the preposition to, okay, before the main verb. If the sentence conveys negative meaning or negative mean not to is placed before the main verb. Good. Have you understood? That is not used. See that the conjunction that is not used in imperative sentences in the indirect speech. Let me explain you with one example. Look at the example. He said to me, please post these letters. He requested me to post these letters. Just very easiest method. Just keeping, avoiding, please, removing, please, quotations and comma removed. Same rules we have to observe, we have to keep in mind while converting this. Okay, now what are the rules we have followed in case of assertive sentences will be observed here. Just placing to before the verb is indirect. Post is a verb. They said, please don't disturb. It's a negative sentences. They said, comma, please don't disturb us. They requested not to disturb them. They requested not to disturb them is indirect. So the last category, the last model, exclamatory sentences. Exclamatory sentences has no fixed word order. It may be like assertive sentences. Everybody knows what is exclamatory sentences. Sentences which express a sudden emotional feeling like happy, sorrow, known as exclamatory sentences. So while reporting a verb from direct speech to indirect speech in exclamatory sentences, okay, now reporting verb is replaced by any one of the verbs like exclaim, declare, wish, or pray. Reporting verb is replaced by exclaim, declare, wish, or pray. We can use any one of the verbs I have listed here. So that is used after the reporting verb. Please mind it. A second change. Interjections are omitted in exclamatory sentences. So in indirect speech, when we convert direct exclamatory sentence to indirect, we use the words, the expressions like with delight, in sorrow, sadly, with surprise, with gratitude, gratefully, are often added to reporting verb. Big, very big, etc. When we have how, sentences begin with how in direct speech. Okay, we use very in the indirect speech. In place of how, we use very in the indirect speech. Let me explain you with one example. Jack said, comma, what a fool Jill is. What a fool Jill is. Jack exclaimed that Jill was a fool, big fool. Jill was a big fool. Let me explain you with one more example. He said, comma, how beautiful the garden is. He exclaimed that the garden was very beautiful. So I think everyone has understood the importance of the direct and indirect speech. We often use direct and indirect speech in our writing, in our conversation. uh, every one of you should follow all the grammatical rules in order to make your conversation more interesting and more effective. So if you have any doubt regarding this topic, please contact me over the phone. My contact number is 9494 977 666. Thank you one and all.